job title was ski supervisor. I think I got booed, and I understand. No one likes it. But what I actually do is help manage the campgrounds, the front country and backcountry campgrounds throughout Death Valley. And Salem Valley is part of our backcountry developed campground, and I also help manage the staff that collects entrance fees throughout Death Valley. I'm personally really excited to be here because over 10 years ago, when I was an out-of-work seasonal park ranger with no job or place to go, I came to Death Valley for the first time, and Saline Valley was the first place I came to, and it was just the most incredible place I'd ever seen, and the community was so vibrant and caring, and I've only gotten to talk to a few of you guys so far, but I still get that sense of passion and creativity and vibrancy. So it's really cool to be back here and see that that still persists over 10 years later. So I'm really excited to be back here. Mike asked me to talk about a couple of things today because campgrounds are under my purview. So I'm going to talk about camping, wastewater, and entrance fees, everyone's favorite topic. So first of all, I wanted to talk about camping here. I got some notes to make sure I don't forget anything. But as you guys have probably noticed, visitation has really increased in Saline Valley and across the park, and definitely the National Park Service, and Mike touched on that. So it's really changing the way people use the landscape. And in looking out here, you can see it's pretty impacted in a lot of areas, less vegetation, there's tire tracks going all over the place, and that's what happens when you have a lot more larger groups coming in and just a lot more people coming in. The idea with the camping management plan is to try to shrink that footprint a little bit, really define it, rather than it being the nebulous space between here and Palm Springs. Come up with places for people to car camp and people to do walk-up tent camping. That way everyone will feel that they have an option for camping here in Saline Valley. You can still have your sense of community, but also a sense of solitude if that is what you prefer. Our primary goal is, of course, to preserve this special place and really preserve the camping experience in Saline Valley. So when we do move forward with the camping management plan, I think that'll be another round of potentially public comment. I was looking for Mike. So the goal is to really create a camping plan that's going to suit the needs of Saline Valley and help us preserve it at the same time. So with that, there's a couple of components with the camping plan. So
could you move closer, please?
Oh yeah, sorry. Usually I'm too loud. So, is this okay?
Not loud enough for us old deaf folks.
I'll project.
Pull out the megaphone.
Sorry. So a couple of things about this. So besides defining some camping areas, I actually saw a sign up at Palm Springs, so that was cool. It's going to remain a 100-foot buffer around the source spring, so no camping within 100 feet of the source springs in order to protect the water quality out there. And for any folks flying in on the chicken strip, you can still camp on the chicken strip, so yay. You just need to be able to pack out your waste. Human waste is always an issue when you get bigger crowds, and of course the pit toilets are still going to be managed here. And then for folks who are a little further out, they need to manage their own waste and pack it out. Campfires can still be a part of your camping experience. You can still have fires at the communal fire pit and some NPS provided fire grates and potentially some fire pans. We'll look at that down the line. And then the ideal would be users pack out those ashes when you leave, because ashes are definitely a hard thing to manage out here. I've lived in the desert for years, and just scattering the ashes in the desert doesn't do too much. It'll just be there. So we need to be conscientious and try to follow no trace principles as much as we can. And finally, proper food storage will definitely be encouraged through online and on-site education. I'm sure you guys have all had burros tear through your sites before. I've had ravens destroy many of my sites. So we're going to try to get the word out on how to properly store food when you're out camping anywhere, not just Saline Valley, but in the backcountry in general. It's always good to be a conscientious camper. So with all of these plans, the Park Service needs a better idea of the usage of Saline Valley, the visitation patterns. Are there more groups coming in? Are there more people at Thanksgiving or less than there have been in years past? So rather than requiring camping permits, the tentative plan is to actually just conduct formal visitor use studies. So down the line, we'll try to ascertain how many people are really using Saline Valley, and that'll give us a better idea of what the campground should look like, what the, how many people we really need to accommodate, and help us move forward from there. So the next exciting topic I have is wastewater, and I only have a little bit to say about that. So when it comes to wastewater and gray water, I hear the current system is not in compliance with federal and state regulations, so we do have to address that in the plan. And so right now we're developing a plan for a subterranean system for water treatment, and all of the water uses, of course, will have separate and dedicated piping. So my final topic, entrance fees. It is super hard to pay an entrance fee out here. There's no entrance stations, no fee machines in sight.
On your wastewater, will it be just the sinks?
Oh, dishwashing sinks, and I believe shower. Patrick is nodding yes, but we can delve into that at the end if that's okay. If you don't mind holding it, remind me at the end, and we'll jump in for that. So for entrance fees, we are of course part of Death Valley, so an entrance fee is required. Those folks lucky enough to be 62 or over qualify for the best deal around. I know, you're proud of that pass. So there's the senior annual pass, the senior lifetime pass, and those you can get at any national park or forest service station, or if you all happen to be going through Lone Pine, they sell passes, plus they also sell the $30 7-day pass for Death Valley. So we have a few options if you happen to be going through Lone Pine. If you guys are exploring the rest of the park, more in the Furnace Creek area or Stovepipe area, you can stop by one of the visitor centers, or if you don't want to talk to me or anyone else, you can use a fee machine, of which we have a lot out there. So those are some options you can kind of plan ahead before coming out. But I definitely put in a plug.
All farts rule.
He's a very proud pass holder. So those of you who don't qualify for the pass, something like the annual pass or the Diva Annual is a really great option for you. That way you can keep coming back to the park, not worry about it. You'll be in compliance, and you don't have to stress about trying to get a pass while you're out here. So I just wanted to put that out there. Some folks don't know about Lone Pine. And there is one other option to actually buy your pass online through USGS. So if you don't want to see anyone, you can actually do that online. So just to keep in mind, some friendly things. So really with all of this, the entrance fees contribute to the preservation of the park and really the preservation of the visitor experience. Like those entrance fees are going back into road maintenance, porta potties, anything that directly impacts you, your entrance fees are contributing to that. So when you guys do pay, you are giving back to the place that you guys love so much. So wonderful. Entrance fees aren't evil, I promise. So the entrance fees, as well as the changes in camping and wastewater management, tie directly into protecting the experience for Saline Valley. And as you were saying earlier, the Bob from Tahoe, that we all need to work together to preserve this place. You guys are definitely out here more than we are, and I love the passion and the sense of ownership that's out here. And so you're really an important part of preserving this place and for future generations, and also just for your current enjoyment. So thank you guys for that. And I can answer questions again.